This One's Wife. I emailed my dad. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Act 1. This One's Wife said that her aides were told to find out if her dad was unwell. Act 2. That didn't happen. The aides weren't instructed. Act 3. I did actually contact my dad. Act 4. Half-sibling said, no, you didn't. Act 5. I did. I emailed my dad. On it goes. And this time, it's courtesy of the Telegraph newspaper that tells us the Duchess of Sussex has emailed her estranged father in hospital. Thomas Markle, aged 81, begged This One's Wife to see him one more time before I die, after his leg was reportedly amputated below the knee during surgery to remove a blood clot. I'm not sure why the Telegraph is saying that it's reportedly the case, but there we are. Mr. Markle had told the Mail on Sunday he was confused by reports that she had attempted to make contact, insisting he had not changed his number and had received no messages. Well, this fits with what Thomas Markle Jr. has stated, whereby he has got custody of his father's phone and has said, no call has come through, no messages has come through. However, it would appear that the Telegraph understands that This One's Wife actually emailed her father on Friday in an attempt to reach out. Because nothing says that you care, does it, than pinging an email to somebody. It was claimed that the email was sent to an address he had not used for 5 years. But sources said it appeared to have been delivered and did not bounce back. This One's Wife's aides, they're back in the picture again, have made clear that if he is willing to share a different address, it will be forwarded on. Let's pause there and analyse what we have. This One's Wife is facing considerable worldwide criticism for her failure to go to her father, who is seriously ill and potentially might lose his life. Across social media, mainstream media, and below the line in comment sections, time and time again, people have essentially commented that she is callous, heartless, and downright evil for this behaviour. This naturally is fuel for her because people are talking about her, but it is challenge fuel because she's being criticised and therefore it threatens her need for control. Thus, blundering through this on a moment-by-moment basis, we've been witnessing the hokey-cokey unfold where it was, aides contact my father to find out if he's really ill. Oh, that's gone down badly. No aides were instructed. Get that. No, nobody's believing that. Well, actually, I did contact my father. What's this? My half-siblings are saying that I didn't? Well, actually, I did. An email was sent. It might be up there with those common lies, such as the cheques in the post and I won't come in your mouth. But the fact is that we don't have any independent verification that an email was sent. And what we might be witnessing is a revision of history. That when This One's Wife's advisors and her have learned that Thomas Markle Jr. and Sr. are saying, well, I've had the same number for 15 years. I've not changed it. Nobody rang and nobody sent a message. That's because I sent an email. Yeah, sent an email instead. Did she? It's quite possible that she hasn't. And this is just the narcissist revision of history. Alternatively, it might have been that an email was sent, and it might purposefully have been sent to a redundant email address. It does seem rather strange that it was claimed that the email was sent to an address he had not used for 5 years. Who's claiming that? Presumably not Thomas Markle Sr. He's got more important things to attend to, like his health. Presumably not Thomas Markle Jr. Because if the address hasn't been used for 5 years, it's not like he's going, hang on a second, I'll just fire up my laptop whilst I'm sat here in the hospital with my dad. And, Dad, can you just give me details of all your various email accounts? Also, could you include the ones that you've not used for the last 5 years? So it seems rather strange And one wonders whether this is yet more rubbish. That in actual fact, no email has been sent, and then the excuse provided as to why he's not seen the email is, oh, we sent it to an account that he's not used for 5 years. But how would you know that, this one's wife, that he's not used it for 5 years? You haven't had any contact with him for 7 years. Maybe simply saying, well, yeah, nothing bounced back, but he's not responded, so that must be the case that he's not using it. It all seems rather strange. And then we get a classic piece of blame shifting. Let's assume that this one's wife's aides are telling the truth, okay? So let's assume an email was sent, and it was sent to an email address that somehow they know, although I'm at a loss as to understand how they know this, that the email address has not been used for 5 years. They then state, if you'd be so good as to share a different address, it'll be forwarded on. Oh, how fucking gracious of you. You're in hospital, Mr. Markle, but if you wouldn't mind sorting out an alternative address, because, after all, our Duchess is far too grand to actually ring you up on the number that she knows you're using, balls to that, or even just text message you on that number, balls to that, or, hell, even get on a plane and come and see you, because that means she's got to do something, which is making her feel like she's compelled to do it, and thus it threatens her control. But if you could see your way to sending us an active email address, we'll ensure that her email is forwarded to it. You're probably laughing at the ridiculousness of all of this, but this is the way that the narcissist behaves. You're taking it away from me. You're taking attention away from me. You're removing fuel from me. I can't stand you for that. You should be doing the runaround because I'm the centre of the universe. Are you really ill, Dad? I don't think that you are. More about that in a separate video. But if you are, well, you're not making it very easy for me to communicate with you. Well, actually, it's dead easy. You know where I am. You can get on a plane. You've got my telephone number. You could ring up. It's really, really easy. Use your right hand, pick up the phone, beep, 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 beep. Search through, find the number, press dial. You'll be put in touch with me. There you are. It's far easier than standing around in your pajamas talking shite into the camera. But no. Instead, you have to be willing to share a different address. Apparently, Mr. Markle Sr. has made these comments from his hospital bed in the Philippines. A surgeon responsible for his care told the newspapers that the procedure to amputate his foot was a matter of life and death. So there we are. We have a surgeon verifying that he is unwell and that he has had an operation. We had to remove the foot. There was a massive blood clot in his thigh, and that had stopped circulation to his foot and lower leg. It was life or death surgery. Had the infection in the foot moved to his heart, it would most likely have been fatal. He is doing well, but he is not out of the woods yet. As reports of her father's ill health emerged, the Duchess is said to have instructed aides, so we're back to that again, to find out if they were correct before then contacting him by email. So, the story shifted again in Act 5. Having said, aides find out if he's unwell, and then, no, that didn't happen, we're back to, yes, she actually did that, and she sent an email also. The simple fact is this. Other than her supporters, who seem to still blame Thomas Markle for his fate as a consequence of being basically an old man, and saying that he's drumming this all up to take attention away from this one's wife, which shows that her supporters are just as unpleasant as she is. Everybody else looks at it quite simply. Irrespective of what might have gone on or might not have gone on before, he is her father, he is in hospital, he's seriously ill. You should, as a rich woman and one that has loads of time on your hands, you should be going and seeing him. Period. Full stop. No argument. That is the view of most reasonable people. And the fact that, one, she has not done that, and you all know why as a consequence of my input vis-a-vis her narcissism, and two, that we've had this whole hokey-cokey around whether she's contacted him, instructed aides, hasn't contacted him, etc., is all as a consequence of the in-the-moment management of her narcissism, which only serves to make her look even worse. This one's wife is getting further exposed. Give the narcissist enough rope, they'll hang themselves. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.